Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Do Revenge, a Netflix, I guess a movie? I think it's a movie about high school girls doing Strangers on a Train, the famous Hitchcock thing. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 9. I will be in Asbury Park for the paranormal book signing tomorrow. That's Sunday at 11 a.m. Check it out. Anyhow, Do Revenge. After a clandestine run-in with Dre, Alpha, Fallen, It Girl, played by Camila Mendez, Eleanor, Beta, New Alt Girl, played by Maya Hawke, team up to go after each other's tormentors. Do Revenge is a subverted Hitchcockian dark comedy featuring the scariest protagonists of all, teenage girls. Well, I mean, if you're going to steal, as they say, steal from the best. And they're not stealing because they're telling you what they're doing. They're essentially doing a parody of Strangers on a Train. And for those of you who don't know, Strangers on a Train is a famous Alfred Hitchcock movie about two guys who meet on a train. And they're complaining about the people who screwed them over. And one of the guys suggests, oh, let's, murder each other's enemies, crisscross. And, or let's get back at them. And so the one guy, turns out he is a total psychopath. So he murders the other guy's enemy. And I don't think the other guy, I don't know if he's totally in on the murder part, but he definitely wants to get revenge and there's a miscommunication or something. So now it's his turn to murder his enemy, but he, of course, doesn't want to murder people. And now he's got this psychopath chasing him. So it's a really good film if you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in years, obviously, because I can't remember half the details. But this is definitely the deal. This is, and I'm glad they're acknowledging it. So it's kind of a parody of that. So I don't think they actually murder people. I think they're just doing it as teenage girls. So murder being, we're going to destroy each other's enemies' reputations. So this alt girl, they call her. I mean, Beta, New Alt Girl. Anyhow, someone who's not in Alpha, It Girl. Maya Hawke, who obviously is good looking, but they dress her down so they could dress her up later in the movie. So she's going to go after the hot girl's ex-boyfriend who screwed her over, and I think he emailed her topless pics to everywhere and ruined her life essentially in high school. So she dresses her up to become an it girl and then seduce her boyfriend and then break his heart and ruin his life. Consequently, she may be a lesbian. I'm not sure. Maya may be playing a lesbian because the girl who destroyed her life accused her of holding her down and kissing her or something. So I'm not sure what the deal is, but so the hot girl decides, well, I'll destroy your enemy. So they trade each other's enemies and they come up with this plan because then the enemy won't, the boyfriend doesn't see this hot girl coming and the other girl doesn't see, the hot girl, trying to dress down to be, I don't know, friends with the lesbian girl. So, and the funniest part, though, I would say, is that the boyfriend who screwed over the hot chick pretends to be very woke and starts a nonprofit to help women. So that's kind of funny. These cis hetero men championing female identifying students. I gotta give him that one. That's kind of funny. So it's kind of a dark comedy that's not too dark because obviously they don't murder anybody. And I think the end result here is these two become friends. Possibly they end up as girlfriends, but I don't think so. I'm not getting that vibe from it. But basically it's called Do Revenge. So it's like, oh, we're going to do revenge. I think maybe Maya might fall in love with her ex-boyfriend or feel bad for him or whatever. So maybe one of them wimps out and doesn't want to do revenge. But I kind of like it because it is far from the dark Hitchcockian movie, September 6th on Netflix. It's not my kind of movie, really. I mean, there's cute actresses in it, but it's not something I could really relate to. It just seems way too Hollywood high school. It's not even high school. It's Hollywood high school. I mean, these kids are just, they look way too adult. Way too adult. I get it. They're 17. They're almost adults anyway. Here's a nice lesbian scene for those of you into that. I mean, it looks kind of funny, though. I mean, it doesn't look the worst thing I've ever seen. But, you know, a lot of this high school drama is a little over the top. I mean, look at this. I don't know. Is this a school? Is this a house? Is this a party? What the hell is this? Like, who in high school has access to this other insanely rich kids? Look at the clothes on these kids. They're obviously super rich or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, they're not treating it very realistic. So I think it could be fun for this kind of movie. Do I think it's like a hilarious comedy? No, but I think it'll be fun-ish. I think this will be more. I think this is more funny for women because it feels like a very female-centric plot. Because it's all about relationships in high school and who slept with who and who screwed over whose reputation. So it feels very much like a girl's version of Strangers on a Train, and I'm fine with that. Again, it's probably not a movie for me, other than the fact there's a lot of hot actresses in this, but. Although, yeah, she looks good. She looks good in that. I mean, again, she doesn't look that much different, right? She doesn't look that much different than wearing the baseball cap earlier. So, first act, obviously, the hot girl's reputation is ruined by her boyfriend, and there's nothing she could do. Everybody cuts her off, and she's angry and wants to get revenge. And then one day her car doesn't start, and then Maya offers her a ride, and they share a story that, I get screwed over too. And then they become friends, and they talk about each other's, enemies, and then they decide to trade enemies and destroy each other's enemies. So it's kind of a fun version of Strangers on a Train. So they each train each other to how to get at the other person, and then they do. And I think they definitely destroy this dude. Absolutely, they get him. And I think they get the girl too. Although there's a kissing scene at some point. I guess Maya's a lesbian, and I guess she's going to get a girl, and then she's going to meet a new guy. I don't know. But maybe him or not. She even makes friends with the hot girl's ex-friend, I guess. So I don't know. This feels very much like the straight girl and the lesbian girl team up to some extent. I probably wouldn't watch it because my bar for comedy is way high. It's insanely high. And again, I'm not relating to this high school at all. Not, I went to high school in the 80s. Our high school didn't look like this. This would have been like a rich kid's high school at best. But, so it's not really aimed at me. I'm not really the audience for it, so don't totally go by me. But I think it'll be semi-watchable. And then in the end, I guess they both get revenge and both get, loves or, move on. And then that's the end of the movie. I mean, it's a happy ending. No one's killed. So I like that. It's kind of positive. It's kind of like a fun... It's not really that dark of a comedy unless they murder people. Unless one of them turns psycho and kills one of them. So that would be more like Strangers on a Train. Maybe they take it too far and then have to apologize kind of thing. But I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be kind of watchable. That's about all I can say about it. Because again, it's not my kind of movie. For someone who likes these kinds of movies, if you like Clueless and that kind of stuff. And Clueless was good. I liked Clueless at the time. I don't think it's quite that good, but I think it's decent. Yeah, it feels decent. It feels like it's quick, it's fast, gets to the point. It's a nice cut. The trailer's certainly nice. I mean, it gives me a lot to go on, tells me what the movie's about, doesn't give the whole thing away. But that, of course, is easy because it is based on a tremendous Hitchcock movie. I would recommend watching that, and maybe this if this is your cup of tea. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. I'm falling asleep. I gotta get to bed. I gotta do another signing tomorrow. Thanks to all who came out today. Thanks to all who have tuned in right now. And don't forget, tomorrow, I cannot do a live stream at 2. I'm going to try to do one. I'm not sure when I'm going to be back. I'm hoping to be back at a reasonable hour. Today ran kind of late. I'm looking at my schedule to see if I put an ending time for the... Yeah, no, I don't know when it's supposed to end. So I'm going to stay there as long as I'm making money. So we'll see how that goes. Probably I'll be back in time to do it for the evening. Probably have to like unload the car and do dinner and stuff. I have no idea. If you have a suggestion for the live stream tomorrow, drop it in the comments and we'll see you tomorrow.